Okay, guys, welcome to this week's Fife Property Market Update. Hope everyone had a good Christmas yesterday and had a great Boxing Day today. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over the numbers for this last week, which was the 19th of December to the 25th of December yesterday, and look at the amount of properties actually coming onto the market, the amount of properties actually gone under offer and sold. It gives you a good indication for the coming weeks and things to come. We're going to talk about the ones that went under offer in the week as well. We're going to talk about the new ones coming on this week and the week after for us. It's going to be coming on, and we're going to talk about the ones that got over the line as well as a couple of articles which I actually think is quite important for the way forward. We've done shows on quite recently. Okay, so let's look at the numbers for last week. Now, as you can see here, in the Cooper area, there was 3 properties actually instructed. There was 7 properties actually went under offer. Now, again, you can see there's not enough supply to keep up with the demand. There's a huge amount of demand still out there. For people that actually think it quietens down this year, yes, it does, with the number of properties coming on, because usually we've got about 100 overall right across Fife, all the estate agents. We've only got 50, but look, there's 68 still being sold. As soon as you put a property on, it is literally being sold at that very point in time of coming on, and I've got positive proof of that. So East Neuk 2 came onto the market, 1 actually went under offer and sold. St Andrews 3 came onto the market, 4 went under offer and sold. Levenmouth 5 versus 6, Dunfermline 17 versus 21. You can see every single time. Glenrothes again. Glenrothes is a huge market for prices and getting the right price, and I'll talk about that as well, about what we're achieving in the Glenrothes market. So 1 property actually came on right across all the estate agents in Fife, and 9 actually went under offer and sold in that same week. Kirkcaldy, 19 went on, 20 were actually sold. So overall, as you can see there, 50 actually properties came on right across Fife last week itself up to yesterday, and 68 properties were sold. Okay, let's talk about what was actually sold. Yes, you said sold a house on Christmas Eve. George Terrace, for anybody, I could only apologise. Literally within 24 hours of this coming onto the market, hit the websites, somebody made an offer, the seller couldn't refuse. It is away. They managed to get it in just before closing time for all the solicitors, and the deal was done. The seller could not refuse this price. There was no way you were ever going to get near it. This was a 4-bedroom terrace villa with original features over 3 levels, and it was on at offers over £290,000. And as I say, they got an offer, couldn't refuse, but we've got several other people waiting in line to view these types of properties that are similar to George Terrace. Now, these are quite similar properties all the way throughout the East Neuk. You've got them over in Pitt and Weem. You've also got them over in Anstruther as well. And so these are all typical properties on the 3 levels, and with the net loft out the back garden as well. So this is the type of property that everybody's looking for in the East Neuk area. So if you have something like this to sell, please feel free to get in touch with us as quick as possible, because you can get a golden opportunity to do that. South Grove and Methil number 12, it was sold. Within 10 days, seller was absolutely delighted with the results we got for them, and there were several other interested parties missed out on there. And West Toll and West Flat and Station Road in Buckhaven, that actually went sold as well in the actual week as well. 2-bedroom upper apartment, relocators to the area. Coming soon. Watch out for this. It's coming this week. Pre-portal launch I'll be doing on Thursday, I think it is. I remember in my diary. Kirk Wynd in Crail. This is a 1-bedroom upper apartment. It has been completely refurbished inside. It is a beautiful apartment. It is literally a walk down the lane and you're right at the beach. The Fife Coastal Path. You're along to the harbour if you want. It is a fantastic location. And unlike most places in Crail, which actually struggle for parking, this has actually allocated parking, off-street parking, with the property as well, which is ideal for someone. So that'll be a fantastic property. Ellis Street and Cellar Dyke, similar to the one in George Terrace we're just talking about, but it has a golden opportunity to renovate. This is definitely a renovation project, Ellis Street and Cellar Dyke. This is a 3-bedroom townhouse close to the beach, Fife Coastal Path, harbour, and a walk to the Cellar Dyke open water tidal pool as well. Again, as I said, it's a brilliant renovation project. That'll be coming soon in the new year. We've got that signed up as well. Completed this week. Let me talk about the ones completed over the line. Bonnygate and Cooper, 4-bedroom, 2-reception. Continues to be a buy-to-let investment property. That was nice central to Cooper. So we do have good demand for these types of properties. Eagle Road in Buckhaven, 3-bedroom mid-terrace villa. Went for 18% over the home report value. 14,500 extra this seller got for their property. I can tell you that now because it is over the line and concluded. So it went for 18% over the home report value in the Buckhaven area. Carlton Avenue in Glenrothes, 3-bedroom semi-detached, went for 9% over the home report value, which represented another 13,000 more for the seller. And again, that's another one we can divulge now because it's over the line and concluded. It'll be part of the land registry details when it goes on public anyway. Okay, so that's the ones that have actually come on. A couple of the articles that we've done, we've got coming in the week. Rental review, we did a show yesterday. We did the podcast as well. You can listen to that at your leisure. So rental review for landlords. Thank you for landlords and tenants. Basically, we reviewed the lettings market. I actually gave away some secrets, as I usually do. I've been in buy-to-let for 30 years now. I've got a track record in it. So I talk about some golden nuggets of information. If you're thinking of buy-to-let, if you're thinking about getting ready and started in buy-to-let, then probably these are the podcasts to follow, because I let a lot of information out of my personal experience and how I do things all over again. Okay. Vanessa, when do viewings start again? Tomorrow onwards, and then we are finished on the Friday, I think it is, and then we're back in the new year from the Tuesday onwards, I think it is. So tomorrow onwards. Okay, so the one about the rental review, as I was saying, this is lessons in the market. This was the landlord and tenant challenges, shortages of rental homes right throughout the whole of Fife area. I think there's about 60 on the market right through at the Fife for all the agents. The rental market is booming just now. There's golden opportunities for the future that we talked about in this podcast and show itself. So that's that article. During the week, we will be releasing some of the people who've actually visited recently. We gave away £5,000 this week to local charities and causes. That has brought us up for the year to round about the 25,000 mark. We've got a few other people to give away money to local charities and causes this week, and I'll be doing that. I will be releasing videos about these organisations throughout this week. So I did Nourish on Friday. So I'd been round to see Lynn Scott of Nourish, the CEO there, and I did a blog online and a vlog online as well. You can see that on our YouTube channel and all our Facebook and Instagram channels, and it's all about Nourish support. Tomorrow I will be doing CAMS, which is Cooper Amichco Musical Society. There's a lot of other organisations I've actually been round to see as well, and I'll be going to see the Sea Cadets this week. I'll be going to see the Fife Gingerbread this week as well to give them a check as well. And so that's the things that we do. I've got to thank our customers for using us all the time. That's the reason why we can do this. That's the only reason why we can do this, because people use to sell their house. People buy from us as well. People use us as landlords, and people use us as tenants for our properties as well. You make this happen. You make the £25,000 possible. We want to do £30,000 next year and giving away, and hopefully you'll help us do that as well. A big, big thank you to Lochie Homes. Lochie Homes made a huge difference in the East Neuk area for us to be able to contribute a good allocation of that £25,000 towards the East Neuk area. And it was Lochie Homes that made that happen, because they worked in partnership with us in other areas in order to allow us to create that income to put that back into the East Neuk area. As is all house builders that we work with, we do this with them all the time. We work with them. That allows us to then, whatever we make, we can put back into the local community from what they do as well. So other ones as well, new marketing opportunity coming up. So this is the marketing for the coming year. We're actually going to be working on a blog as well. Watch out for this one this week. I'll play the intro for this. This is actually quite a good one. We're going to be doing a show on this week. What will happen to the Fife house prices in 2022 QVT. Some of the headlines we're going to be talking about in this show this week, we're going to be running about what will happen to the Fife house prices. We're actually going into micro regions like Cooper, East Neuk, St Andrews, Leavenmouth, Kirkcaldy, Glenrothes, Dunfermline. So we actually analysing micro regions as well, and because we think that's important, because they all have different ways of doing things in terms of how the housing market performs in terms of the results and that. So just overall in Fife, around about 5,500 properties actually sold right throughout the year in Fife last year. The average price of the home today in Fife is actually £201,580. That's a lot of money. I mean, that's a big average price. This is why I say about buy-to-let and investment being actually very good, because it's the one thing that property always goes up in value over the medium to long term. So investing in property and renting property at the same time gives you an income all the time, but it also pays you to wait on the price going up as well. There's no other asset class that does that for you. So that's why I always say investing in property is the right thing to do in terms of creating and generating wealth. In August 2008, there was 2,213 properties up for sale on the market in Fife. 2,213 properties. Compare that to today, there's only 446 properties on the market for sale in Fife. That is almost a quarter, if not less than a quarter, on the market right now. Yet there's more demand for properties in Fife than there was in 2008. Fife house prices have actually gone up on average around about 14.8% in the last year. We reckon, well, I'll tell you in the show when I think the prices of property and how much I think they'll go up. Let's leave that till next week. So watch out for that from tomorrow onwards when we do that show. Finally, I'm going to talk about our campaign for 2022. There's a fundamental difference here. Listen, it's all about don't get stuck in the 80s with an estate agent with that same old model from before. They do day in, day out. We do something completely different, and let me give you a wee flavour of that. In the 1980s, we marketed properties like this. In the 1990s, we did it like that. But now it's 2022, we do it like this. So if you're thinking about moving in 2022, don't get stuck in the 80s, give us a call or click on the link below for more details. And that's in a nutshell, guys. I mean, marketing property today is a far cry from the 1980s. Now it's all about video and something that will stop someone in their tracks, basically. Interactive digital tours as well, engaging social media campaigns. And I mean actual campaigns where we actually get in front of an audience that other people can't get because we understand what we need to do in order to reach that audience. So often some people will buy our houses actually have never been looking for a property before, but we managed to get in front of them because your mobile phone is basically the new television. You spend all your time on a mobile phone on social media. So why not take the opportunity to get in front of you at the same time and basically show an advert for your property? And that's what we are doing, plus combined with amazing photography. It really is the equivalent in terms of what we are doing from what everybody else tends to use, which is just a video with music, which is equivalent to silent movies. And we're into talking pictures now. So that's effectively that. And that leap is a huge difference in terms of marketing technology as people engage more and more with the social and with the talking pictures and the talking videos. So this is what it's all about. So if you're thinking about moving in 2022 and want the very best marketing that will generate the best price and get you a buyer that will agree to all your demands, the message us direct. Feel free to do that on this post or contact us on our usual channels for initial consultation. There's also a link in here if you want to book a valuation or if you want to do an instant valuation as well. We've talked about instant valuations as well before, but the fact that you don't need to talk to us, so you just put your details in. It gives you 3 different price brackets for your house itself, and it gives you a good indication about where your house value sits. Now, with the very fact that I'm telling you right now that we're achieving prices way beyond what's been ever achievable before in most of our areas in Fife, it tells you straight away that the price that you think your house is worth is probably a lot less than what it really is worth. If you want to know, click on the link, get an instant valuation, phone us, contact us, and we can run you through that. If it's not, will tell you, and then you're back to where you were. But if it is, it maybe gives you more choices in what you want to do later on and how you want to do things. If you're downsizing, for example, you could release a lot more capital and a lot more equity than you expect in order to downsize to a different house. That's really what it comes down to in a nutshell. So why not look at that and take advantage of that right now, just to make sure you've got all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. That's really all it comes down to. Get the facts before you make a decision. Don't just rely on what you think you know, or what you think the opinion of other people are, because it's all about getting expertise, help, advice, and support. And until next week, guys, have a great new year, and I'll see you on, I think it's New Year's Day, maybe? Maybe New Year's Day. Yeah, I'll be seeing you on possibly New Year's Day. We'll be doing a show on New Year's Day as well. We'll be doing another update next Sunday night as well, like this. And I'll see you next week. Happy New Year for now.